just another day in Hypixel Skyblock, and the anniversary raffle event is well underway. Tons of prizes have been given out, and many people have now understood how painful it is to get a flower ball thinking that you've got something decent. I for one have been AFK'ing on my Iron Man, and yeah, fruit balls, I don't like them anymore. The first time, yeah, sure, free 250k, farming wisdom, who's going to pass up on that? If you do need to AFK for raffle tickets, then you should visit me on my Apple profile. We've got a bit of an AFK pool going on here. We've got a few people around. Now, of course, the more tickets you have in the raffle, the better chance you have of getting something better. Also, if you're wondering why people are AFKing basically every 20 minutes just for being active, you get a ticket. It makes sense. After 2 hours with the speed raffles, you can potentially have 6 tickets just from AFKing. Or if you're active, between 10 and 12, because you get, I believe, once every 20 minutes, an extra ticket if you're actually active and playing the game. But, okay, well, let's just forget about all of that for now. The video that I made a few days ago was basically just talking about this update and, you know, what sort of effects I think it would have, and, you know, what I thought of the update. Obviously, it's pretty cool. Who wouldn't want a free Dark Claymore or Alloy? I mean, I'll welcome it. But of course, there's got to be consequences for just randomly adding a ton of items into the game out of nowhere. Anyway, with that being said, I thought it'd be interesting to take a look at what this update has actually done to the economy. And of course, it's going to be more extreme in the next few days, but it's already started. Not that disastrous. But before we get to see how cheap that Hyperion has really become, if you are planning on purchasing anything from the Hypixel store, make sure to use code NITROS. It gets yourself 5% off. Also, you should subscribe to the channel. It really does help out a lot. Finally, you should join the Discord server. It's linked in the description of this video. If you need carries for dungeons or slays or need to carry, you should join the Discord. For instance, this is a graph of the price of the Dark Claymore, and this is over the past day. So it's been as low as 260 million. Whereas if we go to a graph over the last week, we can see prior, this was, well, as high as 340 and probably as low as like 280. So it's already started. Now here we have a graph of the price of the Necron's handle over the past day. We can see it's gone as low as 699 mil. Let's call it 700 mil. But if we take a look into last week, we can see the price of the Necron's handle was 760, going up to almost 800 million. Over 800 million. 820 million at this point. Now we take a look at the Warden Heart. So the Warden Heart at the moment, well, I don't know how completely accurate it is. It's saying 180, but in the past day it's been as low as like 165 mil. Once again, if we just take a look a few days back, we can see it was over 200 million coins. Kind of crazy. I don't know why one sold for 230. I don't know what someone was thinking there. But let's say 200. Now something else as well. The auction house is temporarily unavailable. So I don't know, I've got word from my guild. Apparently someone has found a dupe glitch with the daily raffle. You know what, to be honest, it's kind of difficult to foresee an update like this where something like this wouldn't happen because, well, I don't know. Say if you do get something good, this obviously it's a completely new menu. I don't know, it just kind of makes sense. Now, this has also impacted in the raffles being drawn, but not being able to actually collect your items. Which kind of makes sense, because if there is a dupe glitch with this daily raffle, then the last thing that they would want is for people to collect the rewards and be able to dupe. Please stop messaging me. That raffle was drawn like 5 or 6 minutes ago at this point, and they've already opened the auction house back up. So I'm not going to lie, props to them, because that was very, very speedy. I would assume them opening the auction house back up means that probably sorted. But I still can't collect my rewards, so I don't really know what's going on fully, to be honest. Now, I think something else that's really interesting to mention and actually really cool is the amount of people now playing Hypixel Skyblock because of this singular event. Okay, does this mean there's a queue for Hypixel? I would assume that means that there's a queue. I mean, there's more people than actually supposed to be on the server. Kind of crazy. I mean, those 82k people were the people playing Hypixel, but 54k people on Skyblock. When have you seen numbers like that? You've not seen them for a while, and I've definitely not seen them for a while. That is crazy. However, as I mentioned before, okay, prices on the AH for items that were being dropped relatively frequently in the speed raffle and the daily raffle have obviously dropped in price. This makes sense. A bit of deflation won't hurt anyone. It just means that things are easy accessible for more people, and it also means that, well, you get free items. For items like the Hyperion, of course, the Necron handle is dropping in price, but this does obviously not have any effect at all on scrolls, meaning that, of course, you're still going to need about 1.2 billion coins for your scrolls. and less than 700 mil for your Necron's handle. Still does not make any sense. Now, what I will say is I do think it was kind of interesting how sudden and abrupt this 300-year event celebration was. Now, we don't know how long this was in the works for. However, when it went to alpha, it really wasn't on the alpha server for very long. I've got to say. I realised that it's actually relatively difficult to actually log on to Skyblock as well, even though you know, regardless of the queue, and I feel like the connection is not amazing, but at the same time, there's 54k people on the server. I mean, what really can you expect? There's people that are going to be complaining, but I don't really think there's any point. If there's a queue to get on the server, I mean, the servers are... When there's like 25k people on the servers struggle. I mean, the TPS sometimes is absolutely terrible, like shocking, to a point where you can't even move. So, I don't really think it's something that you can be mad about, considering... I mean, there's like double the player base that have suddenly joined the server for the event. But from what I can really decipher at the moment, I think a dupe has broke the raffle, from what people have been saying. And also... everything's just now cheaper. Not everything, but you know what I mean. Look at the Discord server. It's in absolute pandemonium because, well, the raffle's not been drawn in, what, the last 40-odd minutes? I don't actually know for sure if a dupe is the thing that has caused all this, but I did hear about a dupe. I'm not 100% sure. I could be wrong. But it kind of makes sense considering the AH went down for a short period of time. People were on the alpha. I don't know. It looks a bit sus. Now, what I will say is... the period of time between them basically putting this update onto the alpha, then actually putting it onto the main server and releasing it was really short. I mean, this update came out of nowhere. As we all know, usually when there's a New Year celebration, when there's like an anniversary celebration, we get a cake and that's sort of it. Now, understandably, because 300 years is a pretty big achievement, they want to up the ante, which makes sense. However, I don't know. It's obviously ridiculous to think that the update wasn't tested, but there's quite a lot that's gone wrong. It kind of feels like this update was literally just plucked out of thin air and put into the server. Very short turnaround. It's a really good idea, but I hope these things are sorted out soon. And they seem to be on the up considering the auction house has now been closed for a while. It literally went down for a very short period of time, and the raffles seem to be sorted. Having said that, I've literally not got anything good from any of these raffles. Granted, I was away for maybe the first day of it. Let me know in the comments if any of you have actually got anything notably good, like some of the bigger drops. It'd be interesting to see. Of course, some people have got to get them. Also, I saw a few people saying in my last video about this, that for the bigger drops, there should be some like sort of Skyblock level minimum put on there, so you don't just get a new player, get an Necron's handle, which kind of makes sense. Let me know what you think of that in the comments. Anyway, if you did enjoy this video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you.